Oh, hey there, welcome back to another episode here on Hall Family Farms. It's November 3rd and we're getting close to seeing our first frost, unfortunately. I guess, I don't know, maybe that's not the right way to put it, but for farmers it's usually a little sad when things start to go dormant or die due to frost. So anyway, I want to show you, this is just amazing. We are still harvesting seedless and seeded watermelon, and we're on November 3rd. Just incredible. Let me take you out to the garden. It doesn't look great right now because just about everything is finished, but I want to show you what we've got out there. So come along with me. Hey, before we get to those watermelon that I was telling you about, I wanted to show you. Look at this. November 3rd, we're still harvesting blackberries. This Triple Crown variety, it's got so many benefits for growing it in your garden. One, probably the number one reason to grow this variety is that it's thornless. There's no thorns on the canes. Number two, typically blackberries only fruit on the 2-year-old canes. This is a primocane, so it's a 1-year cane that came up this summer, and it's been flowering and producing fruit for us pretty much all summer. So we had a big harvest, if you'll recall, from the 2-year-old canes, and they're done, and we'll probably do an episode on thinning out those dead canes because they only live 2 years. But these are a primocane variety, I believe, and so the primocane means first year, and they fruit on the first year, whereas most traditional blackberries only fruit on the second-year-old or 2-year-old canes. So look at that. I mean, that's just amazing. Look at that. And we've still got some flowering here. Let me see if I can find a flower and I'll show you. And they're a good tasting blackberry. So let me take you over here and show you this flower. There she is. Look at that. Look at that flower right there. Still flowering, and it's November 3rd. Now, I don't know whether it will produce fruit when the frost hits, which they're saying maybe could be tomorrow night, could be the night after. So it could be Thursday night, it could be Friday, I believe. But it's interesting at just how well this variety has done for us. And so with that being said, you may want to consider growing this one. All right, now I'm going to turn your attention to our watermelon harvest that's still going on. Let me get the camera up here. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? We've made it back into our kitchen. We've got our 3 seedless watermelon here. And I think I'm going to start with the largest one. So we'll kind of move these to the side here. And let me get a container because I'm feeling very hopeful here that we're going to have a good outcome. So let me get this lid up here. So what I've got is a Tupperware container. And what I like to do is cut the watermelon into pieces and place it in our Tupperware container and put it in the refrigerator to chill. I like my watermelon chilled because it seems to intensify the sugars within the watermelon. So let's see what we have here. We've got some juice. Getting kind of a sneak peek here. Wow, that doesn't look bad actually. It's you know, it looks like it's ripe almost out to the edge of the rind, and maybe we've got, if I had to guesstimate, maybe 1/4 of an inch. So let me go ahead and try to cut this out. All right, place that in our container. So we got about 2 pieces there. I might be able to get a little bit more. Stick that in our container there. All right, let's go with this one. Let's see what this one's like. Uh-oh, did you hear that? This one's kind of making a noise. Oh, wow, that looks really good. Okay. Look at that. Again, this is November 3rd. Last night it got down to 37 for a nighttime low. Normally I don't think of watermelon lasting this long. I mean, normally when they get ripe, they you know, out in the garden in the sun, they ripen pretty quickly and go on to rot, basically. You know, I think the ones in the store, they're probably picked prematurely, so they're not quite yet at the peak of ripeness. And being in the store with cooler temperature and not in direct sunlight, I think that makes a difference too. All right, we got our last one here. It's probably the smallest one. Let's see what this one looks like. Oh, wow. Whoa, now this one, it looks like it may be a little overripe. Do you see that? I don't know. Let's see. It looks a lot drier. Yeah. So maybe not. But definitely it's very mellow. Yeah, look at that. It's even up, kind of almost hollow now in the middle. So this one may be beyond the point of really being edible. I mean, that piece that I had there, in fact, let me cut a piece here. I mean, it's not bad, but I think we'll just pass on this one. Okay, so let me get the lid on our container here, and we will put this in our refrigerator, which is right over here. You're not going to be able to see it. It's off camera. I'll stick it in here. We'll let that chill for a little while. And then we will come back and let you know how it tastes. You'll get to see me sample it. So we'll be right back. This would be a good time to take a little bit of a break and So, with that being said, take a little break. We'll be right back. Thank you. So we've allowed our seedless watermelon to chill for a little bit in the refrigerator. So let's give it a taste test. I mean, it really looks good. I think it looks so good, I'm not even gonna just sample one. I'm gonna take a few bites. Look at how the sugars have already crystallized a little bit here on the top. And really, not much seeds. Right here, there's one. But for the most part, it lives up to its name. There's another one inside here, but all right. So I think I'm gonna stop there because I want to have some more of this later. So let me put this back in the fridge. All right, let me move this over to the table. I'll be right back. All right. All right, let's see what this watermelon tastes like. Again, today, Wednesday, November 3rd. Can you believe it? It's hard to believe. Watermelon, fresh watermelon, out of my garden in the backyard. I know that there are people out there that are going to say, you put too much salt on that watermelon. Well, you know, you only live once. I know people would say, look, you're not helping. You're going to wind up getting high blood pressure eating that much salt. But, you know, sometimes you just got to splurge. Wow. This watermelon's as good as the one I had just a few days ago. The sugar content is really good. And what's really nice about it is that it's not stringy. You know, and I think I mentioned that in the previous video. Wow, what a treat to have on a sunny fall afternoon, November 3rd. It's just incredible. Definitely going to put this on my seed order list. Again, I think I told you in the last video, or the previous video, that I got the seeds from Burpee's seed company. And I have not been disappointed. This has lived up to, you know, the description you see in their seed catalog. The watermelon, you know, particularly the early ones, right? That are growing, you know, in the peak of the summer. They have everything they need. I had a number of them. I want to say maybe 8 to 10 that were bigger than basketballs. Okay, and that's a good size for a seedless watermelon. And now that we're in the end of the year, right, and the vines have most of them have died, right? And there are a couple out there that are still alive, and they'll probably die tonight or tomorrow night when we get our frost. But for the most part, you know, they hung on, and those fruit that were growing or starting to grow and got pollinated in September, maybe, you know, late August, you know, they didn't get very big, but the taste is still just as good as the larger ones. Very good. Two seeds. There were 2 seeds in all of this. Two seeds right there. 1, 2. Very good, very good. So I plan to finish off the rest of it probably. If I don't do it tonight, I'll probably do it tomorrow. Have it, you know, as a dessert after eating my lunch, which today I had a nice salad. Speaking of which, I think that's going to be an upcoming video. We'll be trying to grow some spinach, some lettuces, and see if we can't grow those over the winter. I think that would be good, you know, to have fresh greens. So be on the lookout for that. And before we close this video, I want to let you know that we are going to be starting very soon, probably every 5th or 10th video, and I'll be kind of, you know, giving a plug for it as we build towards it. This idea of having a special, a quote, special video every 5th or 10th. So we just passed our 70th or 71st video. And so I'm thinking our special will be coming up here on the 75th video. And I'm not going to tell you what it is right now, but it will be more than just the standard video. We'll go, in some cases, more in depth on, you know, what we're doing, maybe more in depth on the plants we're growing or propagating. It could be, I don't know. It's an idea that was shared with me by one of my cousins who's also a subscriber to the channel, and I thought, yeah, that's a neat concept to every so often, you know, have a special, you know, where we delve, you know, further into whatever the subject is that we're covering. So be on the lookout for that. That should be coming up pretty shortly. I'm thinking 75, that's a big milestone, you know, to have 75 videos on the channel. So be on the look for that. There'll be, you know, bonus video footage, and it will be specific to whatever the topic is, or, you know, in some cases, maybe down the road, it could be even something that's a spin-off of what we're talking about. But at any rate, that's going to be coming up shortly. So please be safe out there. Take care. And if you're not already a subscriber, please consider clicking that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing. Normally when you subscribe to magazines and things like that. Usually there's a subscription cost. With this, there's no cost. It's free, and you don't get many things in life that are free. So if you enjoy the content, you love gardening, you have a passion for it, you like cooking, we'll probably do some more cooking videos too. Those could be specials. Then subscribe and click that notification bell. You'll be notified. You'll never miss an episode. We're constantly trying to bring new and interesting content to the channel. And if you like what we're doing and you want to give us some feedback, consider clicking the thumbs up and posting a comment. As long as it's positive or constructive, or if you have a thought or an idea that you'd like to see us cover and maybe expand on, that would be great. We love that kind of input. So until the next episode, take care, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of that watermelon either tonight or tomorrow. Bye-bye.